Alright guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Let's break this solo down phrase by phrase. So the first mini phrase in the solo is going to go like this. Okay, so we're going to execute that by sliding into the 3rd string on the 9th fret. Okay, and then we're going to play that really 7 times. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then on this, the 7th time, the last time we're going to play that note, we're going to switch up to the index finger, and after you hit it, you're going to slide down to 7. Okay, that puts you in position for the ring finger hitting the 9th fret on the 4th string, and then index finger on the 3rd string, 6th fret, with a half-step bend. And then a little bit of vibrato once you're up there. And then we do a unison bend on the 5th and 7th fret. I am using a trem. You have to compensate a little bit by just kind of pulling with the index finger. Gets a little ugly sometimes, but unison bend. And then down to the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. And then another just half step bend. And then moving on to the next phrase, it's going to sound like this. Okay, we play that by, we're going to start on the open string, open 3rd string with a palm mute, and then 2nd fret, and then back to open string. And now we're going to hit that, we're going to bend it up a half step, and then return the bend, and bend it up again. And then we do that one more time where it's just a bend, release, and then pull off to open. And then we go down to the 4th string, and then we have kind of a muted note. If you listen close, he kind of does this little, it sounds like a little skip right on the note. Alright, and that's that little phrase. Alright, so moving on to the next phrase, we get a little bit busier. Let's hear it. Okay, so the fret numbers on that are going to be 10th fret of the 4th string, and I'm using my middle finger there, and then 9, 11 on the 3rd string, and then we do that move again, 10, 9, 11, and then we move on to the 2nd string, and that's going to be 10, and then on the 1st string, 8 and 12. Okay, and we do that twice as well. Okay, so... And then we're going to slide that note up to the 14th fret. We pull off to 12. Go down to 13 on the 2nd string. And back up to 12 on the 1st string. So... And then 14 on the 1st string, sliding up to 17. Okay, and then we pull off to 14. And we go down to the 2nd string, we play 17 and 13. Okay, and then we're going to slide up the pinky up to 20, and then we're going to do a triplet hammer-on and pull-off between 17 and 20. Okay, and then down to 19 on the 2nd string, and then 21 on the 3rd, pull-off to 17. So that little section... Alright, so then we're going to jump down to the 10th position for this next section. Let's hear it. Okay, so let's just break down that first piece of this section. That's quite a bit. So follow along. We're going to be doing a lot of busy work on the 2nd string and then kind of bouncing that off the 12th fret of the 3rd string. And we're going to go 12, pull off to 10. And then we're going to descend down to the 3rd string, 12th fret. And we go back up, and this time it's 10, 12, 10. And then back down to 12. And now it's 10, 15, 10. Back down to 12. And then just 15 and 10. Back to 12. 14, 10. Okay, and then we're going to move on to a new phrase. So this was... So we just kind of keep bouncing off that 12th fret on the 3rd string. Now we're going to take that idea, same idea, and move it up a string. So 12, pull off to 10, down to 12 on the 2nd string now. And then we're back up on the 1st string and it's 10, 12, 10. Back to 12 on the 2nd, 10, 15, 10 on the 1st. And then 12, back on the 2nd, of course. Back up to 15 and 10 on the 1st. 12 again on the 2nd string. And then 14 and 10 on the 1st string. Okay, so that's that chunk again. Okay, that is a mouthful. So moving on to the next part of this section, we're going to reach up to 15 with our pinky finger, pull off to 10, down to 12 on the 2nd string, right back to 10, and now we're going to jump up to 19, okay? And that's 19, pull off to 15, descend to 15, and go back up to 15. So then we jump up to 22, and this is another inversion of that G major arpeggio. Okay, that's 22, pull off to 19, descend to 20, and go back to 19. And now we have a couple of descending major triads. So the pinky is going to grab this 20th fret on the 2nd string and pull off to 15. Descend down to 16, descend down to 17. So that's... Okay, so that's another G major inversion. Okay, and then we go right here being, the 12th position. Okay, and notice I'm barring my index finger. Okay, so I've got this little bar going on. If you want to try and work out a separate finger for all that, that's good. I'm just doing my recommended fingering. So pinky on the 15th fret of the 2nd string, pulling off to 12, and then descending to 12, descending to 12 again. And now we have this 16th note little pattern here of 14. This is on the 4th string, by the way. 14, 12, 10, 12, and then a 14th fret bend on the 3rd string. All right, so let's hear that again in all those G major arpeggios. All right, now we get into, if you've been playing a lot of blues rock already, and you know, kind of like the Dorian hybrid scale, or maybe like the Jimmy Page or the Slash scale, and some of those patterns where you're kind of mixing in Dorian with your pentatonic and all that stuff, this is going to seem pretty familiar, but it's very specific, and I think that's where it gets tricky, especially at speed. All right, so let's hear it. Okay, so the lick kind of grows as it goes along. We keep kind of adding one little element each time. All right, so let's walk through this. We have 15 on the 3rd string, pull off to 12, descend to 14, ascend back to 12, hammer on to 15, ascend to 12, so we're going up to the 2nd string now, and then we're going to play 13, pull off to 12, and we go back down through our notes. 15 on the 3rd string, pull off to 12, and now we're doing that same cycle again. We're going down to 14 on the 4th string, up to 12 on the 3rd string, hammer on to 15, ascend to 12 again on the 2nd string, hammer on to 13, and now we're going all the way up to the 1st string instead of going back down. So that's the 12th fret on the 1st string. Then we go back down. We're going to descend down to the 2nd string, and we're going to play 13 and 12. We're going to descend down to the 3rd string, and we're going to play 15 and 12. We go down to the 4th string, we play 14. And then we're going to go back to the 3rd string, and we're going to play 12 and hammer on 14 and 15. And now we go across the 2nd and 1st strings with just the 12th fret. And then we descend back to the 2nd string with 15, pull off to 12, 15 on the 3rd string, 14, and pull off to 12, descend down to the 4th string, 14, and then back up to the 3rd string, 13th fret, another one of those half-step bends. So that's a lot, and it sounds all disjointed, right, when we break it down like that, one fret at a time. But if you take it beat by beat, or a little mini phrase by mini phrase, it really is a great exercise. It makes a lot of sense. All right, I really love that phrase. Let's play it once more and we'll move on. All right, so let's move on to the last phrase of the solo. We're kind of erupting all the excitement that has built up so far into this really fantastic, aggressive blues rock lick. And you've probably heard this kind of thing before, but, you know, Marty just does it in his own special way. So let's hear it. All right, so we're starting at the 12th position, 12th fret of the first string. We're going to hit that note. Then we're going to go down to the second string, and we're going to hit 15, pull off to 12, back to 15, and we're going to bend that up. That's the cell. That's kind of the setup for this whole lick. That's the idea. Okay, so now instead of bending the 15th fret, the next couple times we do this, we're going to bend up the 14th fret of the third string. So again, the first bit of it was this. Now we move on and we do those first three notes again. 12, 15, 12, and then 14 on the third string. And then we do that 2 more times. And then we do this setup once more. But now we turn it into a double stop bend. We're going to grab 15 on the second string and then 14 on the third string. And the second string doesn't move, but the third string does. And look at I bring in the index finger to reinforce the bend. Okay, and we just bend up the third string until it goes up a whole step. All right. And if you do it right, you can get that cool little overtone in there. That's just an added bonus. If you listen, there's a third mystery note that just kind of goes down. All right, so that's a really great classic solo. I hope you enjoyed learning it. If you want the tab, it's on the performance, so feel free to just rewind and slow the video down if you need to. Otherwise, I'll for sure put my transcription up on my Patreon page, and you can follow the links below to sign up for that if you're interested. Guys, thank you so much for checking out the breakdown of this classic solo. I had a lot of fun doing it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment, hit like on the video, share it, hit subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff. I really appreciate it as I'm new here, and this channel is just going to keep on growing. All right, guys, until next time, have a good one.